emails or or anything. So it's great to have that contact with you all.
When do you plan to come out to San Angelo?
Well, right now we have like travel restrictions with our company. So I guess until things are lifted and a little bit of time goes on, hopefully I'll be able to go out there, do a little visit.
Well, we start back in our offices on Monday.
Okay.
So
Wow.
go back into work on Monday. But okay, do you want me to share the website?
Yes, please.
Okay, I have those up. Which one, the 211 or the?
The DentaQuest. The DentaQuest
Okay.
one.
Can everybody see it? This one fit right, Nora?
Yes, and just like the little bullet points that I send you, that's just the way, you know, we'll go into each section.
Okay, so about would be dental health for kids.
No, if you go back up, if you scroll back up, at the very top, it'll say about us. Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Okay, well, thank you so much for inviting me to this new way of communicating through Zoom meetings. My name is Nora Rodarte, and I'm from DentaQuest. I am a member advocate for, of course, your region and the El Paso area. My responsibilities are to go out into the community, provide benefits on DentaQuest, oral health education, and just basically be part of the community. Another role of mine is to outreach to our migrant families and make sure that they are on top of, you know, all their dental services, all their dental health, oral health needs. If there's questions, if they need to find a provider, a dentist in their area, or set up an appointment. That is also my role as a member advocate. So I just wanted to really briefly let you know who DentaQuest is. We are one of the dental plans under the Medicaid and CHIP program. So the members have options when they first sign up with the Medicaid or CHIP, and once they become eligible, the state will send a package with all the medical plans and all the dental plans that they have an option of selecting. So we always want to make sure that our clients have an option. And sometimes they ask, oh, well, what's the difference? Who is better? Things of that nature as far as selecting a plan. But it's always a really important thing to let those families know it's up to them. It's their choice. Each plan, each benefit, we all cover the same basic things under Medicaid and CHIP. However, there's always additional services that the members are able to have with the plans. So we always want to make sure that it's a very personal experience that they have, and everybody has different needs in their family. You know, some children need glasses, some children need braces. So it's always important to let them know that it's up to them and for them to go through each plan and select what is best for them. Okay. And if you could scroll down, and then this is a little video so that you can understand who DentaQuest really is.
Was everybody able to hear the video?
Can you hear it? If you go in, if you open it, all the way, open it. And then
Can y'all hear it?
I think maybe with the Zoom meeting, it's a little bit different. Because
Right.
when you go onto the website, of course, you could hear it a little bit clearer. But you could go on your own. You could go and check it out yourselves as well, so that you could you could hear it a lot better. But it basically, this is a new concept that we have with DentaQuest, and it's like kind of a new strategy throughout the nation, because we are an organization that is all over the United States. So one of something that is new to our plan is called preventative dentistry, and that is when we want to make sure that we outreach and prevent bad oral health. We want to make sure that our clients are practicing good oral health, and by doing that is having prevention. So we want to make sure that we are outreaching to our families so that they go into the dentist every 6 months, make sure that they're getting their cleanings so that they can prevent having bad oral health. So this is a new concept that we have with our company that that we want to outreach to so many families. You know, a lot of families don't have that oral health or even, you know, health insurance, dental insurance. So there's a lot of options that we want to make sure that we provide, even if they're not our members or they're not under our plan. We want to help the community. Okay.
Exactly, because I know as a child, my parents never took us.
Yes.
We didn't see a dentist at all. And
Yes.
so it wasn't until I was an adult that I went to the dentist.
Very true. Yes. Or some families, it's just when when you have pain. When you're already at that point where you're in a lot of severe pain is when you go to the dentist. So we want to prevent that. We want to make sure that we're going in there into the dentist offices just to check your oral health, just to make sure that you're on track and that everything is looking good, and to prevent those that pain that sometimes we go through. Okay. So this part of the our website, anytime you can see that it says members, dentists, clients. So for our members and your families, you always want to advise them to go into members, because that's where you're going to see what are the options as a member and your benefits. If you scroll down a little, and it says right here, sign into your portal. So you'll, if you click on there, sign in. Okay. This is something that is new to DentaQuest, and this is where we're giving the member kind of their responsibility to take care of themselves, and not that they can depend on us, but you want to have them have that independency as well. So this is a new link that our members are able to register onto, and once they register onto this link, they have access to print out. If you go down, back down, this is the DentaQuest card, the member ID card. So they have access to that to print it out themselves. So if they ever lose it or misplace it, or sometimes just the office is wanting to make sure that they have it and that their dentist is a primary dentist on our files. So they have access to go onto this link and print it out themselves. They could see their claims, what DentaQuest, what the provider billed us and what DentaQuest paid. They also have an option to submit an appeal if for whatever reason we didn't cover a service, or maybe they're just upset at a provider's office. They could submit complaints and appeals in this link. So DentaQuest has, once we receive it, we have 5 days to review it, and then let the member know that we received it. And then after those 5 days, we have 30 days to follow up on the claim. If there's a complaint, or if they're wanting to appeal a service. So through that link, that portal, member portal, they have the option to do all of these things for themselves. They don't have to call us and wait for us to send them their ID card. If they have an appointment that day and they don't have it, they could print it out and it's saved in our system and they're able to go to their appointment. So it's a really cool tool. In September, right now we have like added benefits that I'll explain to you a little bit further. But in September, these benefits are going to change. And one really cool option, once they register on this member portal, for the first time, they'll get a gift card for just registering on the member portal. So it's a really cool tool to use. And that way you have an option of kind of controlling your own benefits.
And it has a video of how to use your member?
Yes, it has a video. Because when they register, they have to use exact email that they use when they register for their benefits with the state. And sometimes people forget their emails or maybe they remarry and they put the last name, you know, what they have now, but they have to register exactly how they did when they first registered for their benefits. So if you're a member, if your families ever have any questions on how to sign up for the portal, please let me know and I'll be happy to go through step by step on exactly how to register onto the link.
It's also available in Spanish if you click.
Yes, at any time our website, you want to go into the Spanish, you just click into Spanish and all of this will change into, of course, Spanish language. Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, and now if you go back to members.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if they want to register, let's say that they have 2 children or 3 children, they have to register every child?
Yes, once they register onto the link, it's gonna give them the availability to put their children's Medicaid or chip numbers on there, and so that they could register each child onto the member link portal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if you could scroll down, and then you could select Texas. And so you could also see all the states that we're in as well. So, and this is the section where it's about improving our oral health. And so right here, you'll notice that this is what is basically covered through DentaQuest, which is the basic checkups, cleanings, and x-rays. We do the fluoride treatments and sealants. And that's really important for the teens once they reach a certain age to have the fluoride treatments. Okay. So we push that a lot as well. Any fillings, crowns, any tooth removal. Okay. A lot of questions that I get are about braces, if they're covered through Medicaid or CHIP. So Medicaid or CHIP only approves braces if it's medically necessary. And by that meaning is basically if the child was born with like a cleft palate, due to maybe an accident, they had to have like oral surgery and you know, that's the next step is the braces. They have issues with speech or maybe eating because of the way the teeth are in their mouths. Those are the things that kind of what the state will review, and at that time they'll make that decision. But when the client goes into the dentist and then is referred to the specialist, at that time the specialist pretty much knows if it would be a covered benefit, and they'll let them know. But yes, unfortunately, a lot of the times, a lot of our members don't get those braces because it's not medically necessary according to the state guidelines. But that's why we emphasize so much on prevention, because we want our kids to go in there into the dentist's office and make sure that they're going on the regular checkups, so that in the future, that's the braces is something that, you know, the parents don't have to pay, you know, in the future. If you click on again to, if you scroll up and click on to members again. So this section is where you'll see what DentaQuest covers, which is basically kind of what I went over right now. And on the side, on the left side, you could see your member login, your value added benefits, your provider directory. So that'll be a list of all the dentists in your area. And if you click onto value added benefits, this not just covering the checkups every 6 months, those are the basic things that the DentaQuest does cover. However, we also have value-added services. So these are just like extra added benefits that we provide to our members just for being our members. It's something like a thank you and a rewards for just selecting DentaQuest. So when a family, a member first signs up with DentaQuest, at that time, we will send them a little dental care kit, which will have like a toothbrush, floss, toothbrush, and paste, just for, so they could start having better oral health. We also provide a $10 gift card from Walmart per child that is new to our plan. And the way we help the member get this benefit is if you click on right there to where it says value added service form. Okay, Monica, can you click on to where it says value added service form in the middle of the page? Yeah, right there. Mm-hmm. Can you click on it again? Okay. So this is for the CHIP, but of course it's for CHIP and Medicaid. When the member receives our handbook, at the very back of that handbook is this form, or of course they could also go onto our website and print it out as well. And this form is when the parent takes in the child into the dentist for their checkups. The dentist will go ahead and mark all the appointments that child has had and fill this out for the member, and the member can send it back to us, and that's when they'll receive the $10 gift card from Walmart. And that Walmart gift card they could use for any health product at Walmart. Okay. So this is a form that they'll take into the dentist and have the dentist fill out and then send it back to us for that we can send them those $10 gift cards. Okay. And like I said, in September, these value-added benefits are going to change. So, at that time, if you want me to also do a presentation or, maybe over the phone, if it's, still through Zoom, I could let you know about the new value-added benefits at that time. Did you have a question?
Yes. So they leave the form with the doctor and the doctor sends it?
No, what'll happen is the dentist will fill it out for them at that time that they're going into their appointments, because it'll be, every 6 months that the member will be going in, and the dentist will mark down, all their visits that they've had with them and fill it out for them, and then just hand it back to them, and then the member can mail it back to us.
Okay, so it will be the member, not the doctor. Okay.
Yes, the member will send it back to us. And it's a form, and then has a self-addressed envelope so that they don't have to pay for that. They just send it back to us in that envelope. Okay. Did anybody else have any questions in regards to any of the benefits or anything? We really emphasize not just our benefits, but our checkups, especially to the migrant families, because they do have to sometimes go out of town or to another state to work in the fields. At that time, sometimes they take their family, and the child might miss out on appointments. Okay, so if at any time any of your migrant families are, having issues like getting into an appointment, or they know they're going to be leaving soon and they really want to make sure that their children get those checkups, please let me know. I'll help them find, if their dentist for whatever reason can't see them at the time, I'll help them find another dentist. We just want to make sure that before they go into any of the areas or they leave out of town for work, that their children are up to date with their examinations. So if any of that at that time, just please let me know. We really do cater to our migrant families because we want to make sure that all the children are up to date.
Even if they go out of state, if they call you, will you help them?
Yes, because we are in other states. DentaQuest is in other states. It would take a kind of like a pre-authorization because the provider might be not covered through the state of Texas as far as under Medicaid or CHIP. But at any time, if it's like like maybe an emergency even, at that time we could get like a pre-authorization for that dentist so that they make sure that that dentist gets paid for the services that they rendered for the member. Absolutely. Let's see, what else did I want to mention? Especially right now that, because we had our COVID-19 like a member hotline that they could call in to speak to dentists during this COVID-19. But since dentists are opening up again in some areas, we just want to make sure that we tell our families to call ahead to the dentist, once they have set up their appointments, and just to make sure of the safety precautions that office is taking. Because sometimes some offices are saying, oh, well, you have to wait outside in the car. It's really hot, it might, me, the parent, might not have daycare for all the other children that don't have the appointment. So we want to make sure that they take the proper precautions before going to the offices and make sure they're wearing their masks, their gloves, just other precautions that office is taking. We want our members to know it ahead of time before going into the offices. So we want to make sure to let them know that as well. Another thing that I wanted to show you is 211. 211 is like an awesome link to have for any kind of resources that you could possibly think of. 211 provides so much resources for the community. They have, during this time that it's hot, they have a fan collection that they do, and that they could let the member know how to obtain that. In the winter, of course, the heaters. Right now, because of there's a lot of food banks going around. We want, sometimes the families don't know where to go. They could always call 211 or go on to link, and they could find out exactly where that food bank is as well. Okay. If you go up to the top, and then where it says your Texas benefits, so that your Texas benefits is the link to where members can apply for Medicaid and CHIP online. And they register and they have their own account, and that's where they could submit any renewal documents that the state is asking. If they're asking them for like a new check stub, or if they just had a baby and they need proof of that child's birth, they could go onto your Texas benefits and to their registered account and be able to submit all the documents electronically. But I wanted to let you all know, because of COVID-19 right now, at the very top, it kind of shows you the benefits that the state is providing. So if the family doesn't have access to the free breakfast or lunch, they have a one-time benefit that the food stamps that they could provide for the family. Okay, and then they'll let them know if they're eligible, depending on their area and the situation. Another thing is that right now, for the renewals of the Medicaid and CHIP benefits, because of COVID-19, right now all the renewals are just automatically going in effect. Like they don't have to renew or submit in any documents. The state will let them know when they need to do that. So right now, the Medicaid and CHIP and food stamps are basically just being renewed automatically. Okay, so they don't have to worry about not having their benefits at this time. Okay, Like I said, there's a lot of other options that you could go on to this if you ever need to provide resources to your families. That's a really great link to have. Did anybody else have any questions or any concerns?
I think this is great. And I just remembered we forgot we had a PAC meeting yesterday with our families.
Mhm.
Forgot to mention that PEBT, and it.
Mhm.
Now that you brought it up, I'm like, that was
Yeah.
what we were supposed to mention.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought this up and where they can go and there's what link they could go to get this.
Yes, absolutely. It's a really great benefit to have, especially during this time. We want to make sure our families have, food. The kids are at home, during the summer. We want to make sure that they have enough food and healthy food as well. That's really important for us to have our families. And like I said, in September, when our benefits are changed, that's going to be another great benefit that DentaQuest has, is that we're going to provide $20 for gift cards for healthy foods for the families, depending if they're new to the plan, of course. And so that's something also that's so important to oral health, is having families eat healthy foods and being able to have those healthy foods, because unfortunately, sometimes they're very expensive. And so the option is to go to maybe, snacks that are not as healthy because they're less expensive. But we want to make sure that our families have that option of selecting healthy foods for their great oral health. So is anything else, any other questions you might have on oral health? We want to make sure our families are practicing great oral health during the summer. I know that the past months, it's been very difficult to, of course, go into the dentist and then keep up with the same routines that we had. We usually have our kids wake up and let's brush our teeth and get ready for school. And, since we're at home, sometimes those habits die with, just being there at home. So we want to make sure to have our kids brush 2 times a day for 2 minutes, make sure that they're using their floss on a daily basis, so that when they do go back into the dentist's office, the dentist's office will see, oh, they were taking care of their teeth during this time. So it's really important for us to know.
Nora, we are putting kits together for our families, and they're probably going to go out the end of June.
Okay.
Could we get information and maybe some toothbrushes or share with to put in those kits for our families?
Absolutely, absolutely. We had a little bit of a delay in our products being shipped out to us, but we have them now, and so absolutely I'll send you a good box of toothbrushes for children and adults, and toothpaste and floss.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
And that's something I'll put on our video too. You'll be receiving it from, please look at the presentation, and you'll be receiving toothbrush and toothpaste for your family year.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I want to make sure to let the parents know that after 3 months max, you want to throw away those toothbrushes, especially right now with so many viruses and germs. We want to throw away those toothbrushes after that, maybe 2 or 3 months mark. And if they do happen to get sick at this time, like with the flu or a cold, the minute they're feeling better, want to throw away those toothbrushes and get a new toothbrush. So I'll be sending you plenty of toothbrushes for your families.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
In the past, we weren't ever able to have a Facebook group like we do now because of, way things are. We've actually been able to have a Facebook group, and our parents are on there. So every time we would get information, it either had to be shared during our PAC meeting, which is only done twice a year, or we would send it in the mail. And it's really hard. My kids have superior health plan, and I'm pretty sure we probably have DentaQuest too. I need to check now.
Yeah.
This is what got me thinking all these services that we, because we get the big packet, and I'm speaking from my experience, and it's so overwhelming.
It is.
Like all of that stuff that comes in, and it's just a lot. And so, and I'm not a Spanish speaker, and so to me it's more simple, because I know English and I can just read it real quick. And I'm thinking, like, for our families, if it's overwhelming for me, it really has to be overwhelming for them.
Yes.
So I was wondering if there's any way that you can send us, now that we're in contact, if y'all have any graphics explaining certain things, that way we can share them on our Facebook page and it's getting out there. Because I also know that, technology isn't the easiest for them as well. And so we might post a video and then they might not even watch it, or we might send them the link. So anything that you have that's a graphic that explains things that's in English or Spanish that you could share with us, because I think that they don't read those things and they really don't know, And so before, we used to bring y'all in, y'all could present at our pack and, get the word out there. But I think that having it posted on the Facebook, and we can even reference it and say, well, we posted, a month ago or whatever, it's on there and they can go back and see. That would be great if you could share, just overwhelm us with emails of those graphics so that we can share it with them.
Absolutely. I know that with here in El Paso with Region 19, they have their Facebook link, and I was able to be directed to their their public department, and we shared our link, our Facebook link as well, onto that link to the Facebook of Region 19. So we were able to show them, the parents, everything from our Facebook to their Facebook. So absolutely, if maybe I could get in contact with somebody that is in charge of the Facebook for your organization, then absolutely I could share what we have on our Facebook, and we could kind of collaborate and provide the families a lot of visual, because you're right, it's something that's some people, and I'm one of those people, I don't understand things until I visually see them. And so, and it's eye-catching, and so you want to be able to provide that information to your parents as well. So absolutely, I'll be able to share all that information. And in that kit that I send with all the toothbrushes, I'll send a lot of information that the DentaQuest has to provide in English and Spanish for your parents.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm glad we did you showed your website and you showed us how to navigate through it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was really important. So we'll make sure to also put that on the page. Go in here and see
all your benefits. Yes. Yeah. I mean, sometimes that happens that, we get overwhelmed with things and we don't know everything that your plan has to offer. Unfortunately, sometimes people think, oh, it's just Medicaid and CHIP, and we're just covered basically these services, but it's so much more. We really care about our families, and we want to make sure that they have the best experience with DentaQuest, and by providing them as much as information that we have to give to them, and that's really important to us. Also on our website, it's called Kids Corner. And it's a little section where it's a lot of things that you could print out to color, and also just like little tips on how to have your children learn how to brush their teeth properly. Sometimes parents have that obstacle that, oh, my kids doesn't want to brush their teeth. So that's something else. Let me see, where is it?
Wait, where is it on the Kids Corner?
Yeah, let me see where it's exactly at.
I can hit search.
Yeah. Yes, please. I want to say it's the very maybe if let's see. Maybe if you go back to the very
Home.
yeah, like home, or just go back to where it says about us, or let's see. No, let's see. Let's go back to oral health resources at the very top.
Can we click on it?
Yeah, go ahead and click on it. So yeah, you see how it has just like different topics on oral health. So that's those are some really useful ones that you can use as well. If you ever want to provide any oral health information to your families. If you go back up, let's see. Yeah, maybe if you put in search, it'll show it. Okay, yeah, just click on it.
There it goes.
So that's another thing. You see how it has on top, it has videos, it has games, activities. It has a lot of different things that you can help share with your families so that they could also provide this to their kids. And it's something fun for them to do during the summer. And it helps them learn about, the proper way to brush your teeth and the reason why. So, so anything else? Is there any other questions or anything else that I could help you with?
Noemi said, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome so much. Thank you for inviting me today, and I'm so glad to meet you all. If there's anything that your members, your families need, please let me know. There's also a organization. It's called Texas Mission of Mercy. And right now, of course, because of the COVID-19, it's kind of on a standstill. But this organization goes out into all parts of Texas. And for a whole weekend, they offer free dental care for anybody. When you go there, they don't ask for IDs, they don't ask for any documentation, any, a bill from the house, anything like that. They don't ask for any of those services. So they will provide that person any oral health that they need, free services. They do dentures, they do cleanings, they do extractions, and it's a whole weekend of just free services. So I'll let you guys know when, of course, it starts up again, and when they'll be going into your area so that you can let your families know, because anybody is invited to that. There's no restrictions on who can participate in that.
I remember hearing about that a couple years back, and it was, they had told me it was like a first come, first serve type. Is that still the case, or could you do you have to set appointments, or?
No, from my experience, when they came to El Paso, like maybe the week before the event, certain clinics in the area were part of this organization's outreach. And so some of those clinics provided like a screening, like they went to register, the client went to register, and they did the screenings, they did the x-rays, they knew exactly what was the issue, and they already had it prepared in their file. So the day of the event, those individuals who already had been pre-screened were, I guess, like ahead of the line. They were the first ones to be seen because they already know what is needed. So those individuals would go ahead of the line, and then anybody else, of course, after that. They do have certain timelines that they have to meet. So if there's a long line, they'll let those individuals know, after this person, I'm sorry, you might have to come back tomorrow if it's a weekend thing, or, unfortunately, they're not able to be seen, but they do have to go really early in the morning. That is something that you would have to let them know. It's a thing that they're gonna be there all day. So they. Mhm.
Do they have a website or
Yes. Yes, it's called Texas Mission of Mercy.
and I guess I'll look, but do you happen to know if they have a schedule? And I know right now because of COVID, but in the past, did they have a schedule of towns or cities that they were going to?
Yes, they do. They provide that. It's a really great link. They'll let you know. You could even volunteer. They'll let you have a section where you can volunteer. And then they'll have the schedule and the dates and times and locations of each city that they'll be visiting through the whole year, for the whole year. So it's really hard to get that organization to come to your city because it is a very expensive event. And so basically the city has to come up with the money to be able to have them come into the area. And so, the dentists of that city, usually if there's like a dental association, they're the ones that, get the funds for that organization to come in and provide the free services for the community. But they do have that website, and yes, absolutely, you can look on there anytime to see for future events. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a great resource for us.
It is. And because dental services is so expensive, it's just like an amazing experience because you see people that have had so many problems for so many years and they couldn't afford to go to the dentist. Even the government assistant clinics, it's just too expensive for them. And so that event is an amazing experience because so many people get a lot of help at that event.
Awesome. Well, Nora, we will let you, does anyone have any questions? I think we're good, but we want to thank you for joining us today and giving us more resources to give to our families.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And anytime